Hello, beautiful babes. It's my first ever freaking YouTube video. I know, it's about damn time. I'm so excited. Today I made red pozole for you guys. Está bien pinche delicioso. La neta, it's bomb. But before we get into cooking, because you know I love cooking, I also love talking and listening. But in this cooking channel, I'm going to be talking to you guys because I was a therapist for 2 years, a mental health therapist. I loved it, but I also love cooking, and I love talking about relationships, wellness, and just overall how to be a better person. And I want to reach the universe. I want to reach you guys and motivate you guys to be better people, to grow as people, and to really do what makes you happy. So this channel is called Food for Thought because we're going to make food, but I also want to make you think. Because the channel is called Food for Thought, I don't give all of my recipes. I will be coming out with multiple cookbooks. They're on their way. I'm working on them. But that's why I don't give all of the ingredients or steps in my videos. It's mainly just to cook with you guys. I'll give you guys some tips. I'll show you how to make them for the most part. And really, it's just to connect with you guys and leave in my comments other recipes that you want me to make or things that you want me to talk about with you guys. I love all of you guys. For this recipe, we're going to need some onion, garlic, some clavos, also pimienta en bola, but I can't find it yet, but you need pimienta en bola. We need some laurel, oregano, salt, chicken bouillon. This is just my little container, but if you're listening, Notice, please sponsor me. Hominy, está delicious. Also some chiles. I'm going to use chile guajillo, chile de árbol only for our sauce, a couple chile puya, and chile California. It's bigger, but it's delicious. Look at all these chiles. This right here is my holy grail. Enchiladas, pozole, mole, lo que tú quieras, mija. Chilies. So you're gonna wanna put your meat in the water. Right here, I have some espinazo. I have some pig feet, just regular pork loin. I love the pig feet. Not everyone likes it, but whatever. Tú pones lo que tú quieras, mija. Okay? You put whatever you want. I like to throw in some laurel, clavos, and also onion and a whole head of garlic. So throw that in there. Throw some salt in there too. Bring that to a boil. You're gonna let this cook for like an hour, hour and a half. I don't have a lot of meat in there, so an hour should be fine, but vamos a ver. I don't know. That smell literally makes me emotional, like really nostalgic. It just reminds me of when I was a little girl and my whole house smelled like this. Ended up just using 4 puya, 2 chile California, and 2 chile de árbol because these are really spicy, so you don't need too much. You're gonna throw these in with the boiling water. This is already really cooked. It only needs a couple more minutes, so we're just gonna throw them in, let them get hydrated.
Why is it spicy?
So for today's video, what I want to talk about is expectations. We often act in ways that people around us expect us to act in. So maybe we go to college and get that degree that we really didn't want to get, but we feel like we need to because everyone around us is going to college. Maybe we got into a 9-to-5 job, even though we hate it and this is not what we want to work in. Or we're scared to go after our dreams because we're scared that we're going to fail. Or we're scared that people are going to judge us and be like, why aren't you in a 9-to-5? Like, you need benefits. You need a stable income. So when I say expectations, I mean like we all act in ways that people expect us to act in. And my advice to you is break free from that. Ultimately, you have to have that conversation with yourself and be like, is what I'm doing right now, like, does this make me happy? Or am I just doing this because I don't want to disappoint my family or my friends, or I'm scared of what people are going to say of me? My advice to you is like, go and do it. Screw it. Just go and do it. Follow your dreams because life is way too short to be in a 9-to-5 that you hate, to be, you know, going to school for something that you don't like to do. Pursue your hobbies. And I promise if you focus on that and just try to be the best at what it is that you love, you'll work your way up and you'll get there. And that doesn't mean that you need to be insanely successful. Define what success looks like to you. Does success look like maybe just having your own place, watching movies on the weekends, having a partner that you can love and trust, and being surrounded by family? That sounds like a successful life to me. Success might not mean money. So just really look inwards and see what makes you happy, I would say that's pretty good advice. And for my first video, I'm gonna talk about that. The most rookie mistake that you can make is touching your eyes when you've touched chile de árbol. Oh my god! I really think that people end up hating where they are in life because they stop doing things that they love. I think that that's why sometimes we end up in relationships that we hate, or maybe that's why a lot of marriages don't work out. Like, we all just stop doing what it is that we like to do, and then we resent other people for it, like our family or our spouses. When, if we just prioritized doing things that we like to do and things that brought us happiness, we might all just be a little happier. And maybe that might lead to a more successful life. Then we might feel better and happier. Because life isn't about getting that new car, that new job, that spouse, you know, that happy relationship that you've always wanted. I think that life and happiness begins in here, and it begins with you once you feel fulfilled. And a lot of times we go through life and we get that new job, or we get that insane amount of money, or that new car, that relationship, and we're like, I still feel crappy. Maybe it's because you didn't look inwards and think, what makes me happy? What do I like to do? Let me pour all that energy into me and what I like to do, what makes me happy. Then you can feel fulfilled by thinking positively, changing your thoughts, being grateful for everything you have. Then you'll be fulfilled. Then you can do whatever it is that you want. Heck, you might even be happy in the little job that you have on the side because you found a way to think positively and look inwards and be happy with what you have. Really look at what you're doing in your life and see if you're living up to your own expectations or if you're living up to other people's expectations. Just food for thought. Anyways, what I'm doing here is making my chile de árbol oil. Looks pretty good. So you're just going to want to saute your chilies and your garlics. Saute them for about 10 minutes. I don't saute them too much on high heat, just on low heat until the garlics get nice and brown. Do not burn your chilies because then they get a very nasty acid flavor, like bitter. But muy rico, mija. Mira, no la chingues. Delicioso. Once your chilies look nice and brown like that, it's time to turn it off. What we're gonna do échale salecita, and then we blend. To remind you this. Oh my god. I feel like Patrick when he was coughing. This is a very spicy, okay? You don't put this on chips, all right? You put a little bit in your pozole, a little bit in your tacos. Poquito. Not a lot. Poquito. Now we're just gonna... This, if you're not careful, te da chorration, okay? You're gonna take out your chilies. Eso. Take out a little piece of advice. When you're blending them, your chilies for the broth, take out 2 of the little chilies because these are always a little spicier, especially the chile de árbol. It's very spicy. So take out 2 of them just because a lot of the chilies may be spicier than the others, and you don't want a broth that's too spicy. Some of that broth that's boiling and your chilies. I'm going to hold on to these 2. I'm going to blend some onion and garlic and let it go. Now this is what we're going to throw into our broth. This is what makes the pozole red. You're going to take out your meat. I like to put the meat separately because I do want to cook some of the maize in here. So take out all of your meat. What you're going to do is put in that mixture into your broth. Since I don't have a big strainer, I'm going to use my mini strainer after I dumped in the chile. Now we're going to add all of our seasonings. You can add bouillon, salt, really anything to your liking. Once you've washed out your hominy, go ahead and add that in there. A little tip, season it more after the hominy has cooked for 10 to 15 minutes, just because the hominy soaks up a lot of the broth and flavor, so season it after. So this is how it came out. I usually cook the meat apart because I don't like it in the broth together. I like to put it apart, but here's the meat. I'm gonna serve this bad boy up. I like mine with some pata de puerco, and I'm gonna add in a little bit of cabbage. I don't like the relish, so I didn't put it in there. And I'm gonna put a little bit of chile de árbol. Just a little bit, because remember what I told you guys, que es muy picoso. So just a little bit. And I don't like onion, but I put it there for my parents, for when they come eat. And I put a little bit of lemon, and it's ready. I'm not gonna lie, it came out so freaking good. It's a little spicy. It's a little spicy, but other than that, so good. If you want to up the experience, get a tostada, put Mexican crema on it, and put some chile de árbol right on top. It's so bomb. And last but not least, remember to do what makes you happy and diminish everyone else's expectations of you. It's your life. Take control of it. I love you guys. Go make some pozole whenever you want, because, girl, it's good.